Welcome to my GH Daily Recaps. Please, if you haven't, subscribe and follow me. I have a special announcement I'm going to make before I go into Comment Corner, and you're going to want to be subscribed in order to receive the notification of what I'm going to talk about. So, subscribe. One thing I forgot to talk about yesterday, I forgot to talk about the fact that Elizabeth, when she was talking to Terry, said that Stephen Lars, her brother, who has been in jail for decades, eyeliner's running, been in jail for decades, is out. He is not going to come to Port Charles because he does not want pretty much Heather to know anything about him. He wants to stay out of her orbit because we know she does get fixated on him. And since we know she's going to get out, let's be real. We shall see, but let's face it, he'll be there. Something's going to happen, right? But I forgot to mention that particular point. Um, did I also mention? I think I did, but so late that they did show Portia doing a little flashback as she's talking to Trina. She did change those test results, and I think Brad's going to be the one to discover it. But see, she went in and used the computer that was in the lab. We don't know who was logged in at the time. I'll bet you any amount of money it was Brad that was logged in. What a shame. But anyway, let's get to today. Today's GH. Um, Brennan comes in the morning. We're next morning now. He wanted to give Carly an update that, see, for somebody who can't keep tabs of what's happening with Jason and Anna, he sure is keeping tabs. That they made contact with Sidwell, and Sidwell was flying them to his compound. He goes, they haven't found Lucky yet. Well, for one, they haven't got to the compound, but he did give her that update. Um, the WSB doesn't know Holly is Sidwell's companion. They're like, there's a wild card, Sidwell's companion, lady friend. They don't know nothing about her. So either way, he goes, they'll have to, you know, do what they do to get the job done. And Cardi says, well, Jason's a horrible liar. So hopefully he doesn't have to lie. And so Brennan said, Anna's with him. She's really good at it. So anyway, you know, but they were kind of googly eyed at each other, and Carly gets that, you know, laugh when she's talking to somebody she's flirting with. Diane walks in. She sees the two of them. It was only the two of them in the Bobby's, and she's like, so she says, Carly, can I have my usual and an introduction to the head of the WSB? And Carly looks at her and she goes, of course, Diane. Coffee and the blueberry muffin and Jack Brennan, Diane Miller. He says, oh, or he may have even said Diane Miller. I can't remember. And he's telling her how, oh, yeah, her reputation precedes her. And, Brennan is flirty. So anyway, he says, listen, Carly, I have got to go. So he leaves. Diane instantly lays into Carly. She says, oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. And Carly's like, no, what? She goes, no flirting with a very handsome, very eligible bachelor who's the head of the WSB. Remember, you and Sonny are supposed to be in love. I mean, rekindling your relationship. And Carter says, no, no, no. We're not supposed to be in love. I never said we were kindling our relationship. It was a one night thing. And Diane says, and I've already told you to, one night is not going to cut it. You have to make it look convincing. And if anybody else walked in on what I just saw, oh, you suspect. She says, now listen, Carly, don't think the PCPD is not looking at you. And don't think the FBI isn't looking at you. You have to play it safer than this. And so she goes, well, I just didn't agree to all that, Diane. She goes, okay, you know what? You can't take it back because you've already given your official statement. She said, now here's the deal. You don't play this well, Sonny's going to go be prosecuted for murder, and you're going to be prosecuted as an accessory after the fact, trying to cover up things for him. So what do you think's going to happen to Donna then? And Carly says, oh, she goes, well, okay, Diane, okay, but I don't have to like it. Oh, she don't have to like it, right? And so Diane leaves. And by the way, let me show my pictures because I had to get this. Diane was looking impeccable. Her red suit, and I'm telling you, I did a close up. The necklace and the earrings were so gorgeous. I loved her necklace and her earrings. Go Diane Miller. Man. So now we have Alexis waking up in the morning, on this little thin mattress cot, right? Heather's hanging off the top bunk with her hair hanging down, looking at her, saying, well, good morning. And Alexis is like, oh my God, no. So Alexis, Heather gets down and Alexis stands up, bumps her head. And Heather says, how did you sleep? On my bed. I let you have the comfortable bed. Now, made sure the snip that I took of this picture, everybody, look at the differences between those two mattresses. The mattress on the top bunk is actually a twin bed mattress. The mattress on the bottom bunk is actually what I think, because I've never actually seen a live jail cell, but the thin mattress is what I would duly believe is a jail cell mattress. And I thought, for Heather to say, I gave you my bunk, the comfortable bunk, I'm like, I'd have taken the top any day. That mattress up there looked way better, right? So anyway, Alexis was like, Heather's trying to give her the rundown, on what to do. She goes, go splash some water on your face, you feel better. And Alexis looked at her. She goes, you do understand. This is not my first rodeo here in Pittenville. you know, come on now, right? So anyway, the guardian's up coming to get Alexis, saying your attorney is here to see you. And because Heather's like, are you taking her to the hole already? What did you do? Right? And Alexis is like, I've done nothing. So she goes, attorney. So she goes and it's Martin. And Martin tells her, you're going to have to, Sonny Corinthos is paying me to represent you. And first and foremost, I need to know what really happened if you want me as your attorney. So Alexis says, she ends up saying, okay, you're hired. And he goes, okay, now fill me in on what happened. He goes, because you, for a top-notch attorney, you sure did a good job on incriminating yourself. So you tell me what really happened. She went right in. No, I'm trying to protect Christina. And she told him everything. And he says, you're willing to risk your freedom going to prison to protect your daughter? She goes, yes. He goes, do you believe she did it? She goes, no, I know she didn't do it. She absolutely didn't. But the decisions she made that night, it's going to be hard to prove that she did not do it. And if anyone is going to be tried for a crime she did not commit, is going to be me and not her. Because he's saying, look, let's go to the police and let's tell them why you lied. You thought your daughter was going to commit suicide. That's why you took the gun. She says, yeah, but then she found out that Christina actually went to the Quartermains around the same time John Cates was shot. He says, now, how would we be able to convince them that she wasn't the murderer? So, oh, Martin is like, oh man, okay, that's tough. That's a tough one. So he goes, you know what? You ever heard of the saying, you got to be very careful of the dangerous, of biting the dangerous hand that's feeding you? He says, the only way out I see is we need to turn to prove that the person paying me is the one that killed John Cates. And my thing is, I disagreed with that. They don't have to prove Sonny killed anybody. There needs to be enough reasonable doubt, right? That it could have been him. They don't have to find iron concrete proof. That's up to the cops. That's up to the FBI, right? So, we'll see where that goes. They're going to, of course, work together, right? TJ and Molly, uh, they talk a little bit. She came in very late. He was already asleep in the bed. She slept on the couch. He left very early, making sure he tiptoed out of there, not waking her up on the couch. See, they really don't want to talk to each other. And so they kind of got a little conversation in, because he said, where were you last night? And she said she went to the Road Dog and she needed a drink. She needed to just be. And so anyway, he was saying, yeah, he was in surgery late. And I'm thinking, no, you were at Curtis's Underground. What you mean you were in surgery late? You spent the evening talking to your uncle, but okay. So Molly left because she got a call or a text, work needed her. Stella comes in talking to TJ, and TJ admitted that he's starting to resent Molly. Now, Molly, while she was talking to him, told him her theory on Alexis protecting Christina. But see, it's a theory. She don't know. She doesn't know. So Stella says that, him resenting her, that he and Molly needed to communicate. They really do. They're both grieving. And they needed to be careful not to let that grief tear them apart, right? So we'll see. Let's face it, those two are going to split up. But Christina would not, that doesn't make Christina right. Because she had that baby, gave them that baby. You know what? I can't say that. Christina and Molly, TJ and Molly have always had a hard time resolving any difference. They really have. What always happens is TJ gives in and caters to Molly. He really does. This time, though, he's so grief-stricken, he really needs her to be there for him as well as him being there. But she can't, she just refuses to even be there for him. So he's therefore not there for her. So that's what's going to actually ultimately break them up. Now back to Sonny and Carly. Carly shows up at the fake restaurant, and before she got there, Natalia came, and Sonny has a new espresso machine, brand new. He can't figure it out. He's ready to send it back and put his old one back there that was iffy when it wanted to work. Well, of course, she read the instructions and figured out how to get it to work and probably showed him. But anyway, it made the perfect cup of espresso. So they're sitting down at the table talking, and somehow, I don't even know what they said to each other. He ends up putting his hands over hers, and they're looking at each other, and Carly walks in and she looks at that. She goes like, she's thinking, I wasn't doing this with Jack Brennan. So she goes, Sonny, I need to speak with you. And Natalia says, oh, okay, well, I've got things I need to do. And no, Sonny says, oh, okay, what? She looked down at Sonny And that's when Natalia says, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go. I need to speak. I got things to do. So she leaves, and Carly goes, really? Really, Sonny? And he's like, what? She goes, oh, Diane came in reading me the riot act for flirting with someone. And he goes, who were you flirting with? She goes, none of your business. But what I'm saying is this. Oh, no. You don't get to be handsy with somebody holding on. No. Diane says, if I don't want to go down as an accessory, we better do better with our alibi. He goes, what do you mean with our relationship? She says we need to make it look like we're in love. He goes, I didn't sign up for no. And she goes, exactly, Sonny. That's how I feel about it. No, I didn't sign up for that either. But here we are. This is what Diane says has to happen. And he goes, well, I pay Diane because she is the best. She does know what she's talking about, right? So he goes, oh. She goes, well, look, she wants us to make everybody believe we're back together again. And she goes, I can't, let me tell you what I can't do. I can't do that to Donna. I cannot. Do you know how happy Donna would be if her parents were getting back together again? She says, no. Mm-mm. She says, the only way we're going to get back into a relationship or some whatever form we're getting in, Donna needs to know the truth. And he goes, agreed. She says, because I'm not going to make her collateral damage in this. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Donna's 6. How much can you tell her? Here's what you need to tell her, especially if Sonny's moving back into the house. Daddy's house is being his apartment. Little fire in there. Everything's okay though. It's being fixed, but in the meantime, you know what? Daddy's just gonna come stay in the guest room down the hall, okay? Because we want Daddy to be comfortable. We want him to be close to you while his apartment is being redone, his penthouse, okay? Something like that, right? I don't know. But anyway, Sonny says, okay, since we have to be seen in public, he says, how about dinner tonight? So Carly says, tonight? Okay, that's doable. He goes, and don't be flirting with other guys. And she just, really? Right? Like, really, Sonny? So that was just too, I mean, look, those two are going to fool around, unfortunately, and either fall back in love again or really get back together again. And I'm kind of liking her with Jack Brennan. I'm not liking Sonny with Natalia, but I'm liking her with Jack Brennan. So we'll see where that goes. Well, that is it for today. Let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I am going to do my trusty dusty stopwatch and reset all. Here we go. We're going to go this time from the top to the bottom, because yesterday was bottom to the top. Sarah says, Ricky Martin. Oh, wait, before I go to Comment Corner, everybody, I forgot to make the huge announcement. Big announcement I'm going to make, meaning I'm going to have to add in the image I forgot to add. I'm going to do my rapid recap one because I'm on that screen. I am doing this Saturday, a YouTube live stream, 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 7 p.m. Central time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be live on YouTube. I'll be reading your chats. Me and some moderators will be reading your chats live. We'll be having a conversation live. That's going to be so much fun. Now, I am looking for anywhere from 4 people to possibly six to be on Zoom. We're going to be on Zoom live streaming into YouTube. I need you to help with the YouTube chat. That's what I need. So, and here's some criteria with that. You must be a long time constant commenter in Comment Corner. Okay, that's a must. And unfortunately, this may let a few people out, but we'll talk about it. You need two devices. You need your cell phone, and you need either access to another cell phone, maybe your daughter's, somebody else in the house. You could be on another cell phone. One needs to be on Zoom. So if you have a computer, your computer needs to be on Zoom. Cell phone needs to be on the YouTube Live, because you have to have a device to be able to read the comments. I'm going to have you all help me read those comments. And now you're going to see how hard it is. How I'm fumbling reading comments. Okay, yeah, you get to experience that too. So between four to six of you, that should really help with that. One thing else I need you to know, your camera does not have to be on. It would be great if it's on, because people would love to see a face to the name. But if you are going to be camera on, make sure you're camera ready. No non-t-shirts, men. Make sure you're in a background that is okay. If you don't have a green, a background screen or green screen, do not be in your bathroom at all. If you're going to be on Zoom with me, it has to be, in a nice, presentable place. It doesn't have nothing fancy, just, you know, something that it's okay for your camera to see you on. And no cursing. Great. A daily recap lady don't curse on the recaps. No cursing on the live stream. Okay, so I really am looking forward to that. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. We're going to only spend about 45 minutes chit-chatting and reading the chats and connecting with one another. So please, if you want to be on Zoom with me, you can reply to this video. Say, hey, Daily Recap Lady, I would like to, and I will reach out to you separately in private messaging via YouTube. Okay, now everyone cannot be chosen, understandably. I'm only looking for 4 to 6 people. All right. So let's have some fun, y'all. So anyway, let's get to comment corner. Comment corner. Let me pull that back up. Sarah says Ricky Martin had a romance with Vanessa Marcel's Brenda. He was involved with LMB Records with Lois and Brenda. He pulled kids out of a bus accident that left Tony Jones's daughter, BJ brain dead. Wow. Sarah says Tracy blackmailed Lucy into giving her the 1% of ELQ stock back. I don't remember that. Oh yeah, Tracy blackmailed Lucy. Oh, absolutely. I remember that. And Sarah says Molly won't go to Charlie's bar because Sonny bought it for Christina to run. Sonny actually bought it for, Lord have mercy, the Nixon Fall chick. I can't even remember her name anymore because she just disappeared out of, they just stopped mentioning her and she gone. That's who he bought it for. And Christina was a manager, which to me was always backwards. He should have bought it for a daughter and let Phyllis, somebody put Phyllis, that's how I said it, and let Phyllis be the manager. That's what he should have done. I am says he bought it for his friend, former nurse, and the Tano bar owner, Phyllis. Yes, he did. Christina started bartending and managing the bar for Phyllis. So backwards. Sarah says, thanks, I forgot that important detail. Phyllis should come back to give her friend Nina advice about Drew. No, they've always should have made Phyllis a nurse at GH. Phyllis was a nurse in Nixon Fall. Sarah says, about Gio's mystery parents, why would Brooklyn and Dante hide a pregnancy? They were both from big Italian families. It wouldn't be such a shameful thing. I don't know, but they're getting ready, I think, to rewrite some history somewhere. Perhaps Dante doesn't even know. We shall see, because he doesn't interact with Gio like he knows that that's his child or adult. Sarah says, would a prison really put a full on convicted serial killer in a cell with someone who's awaiting trial? Nope, I don't think so. It was amusing to see Alexis's face. Would rather see a convicted Portia put in the cell with Heather to see if that would stop Portia's whining. When we could see Portia's face when Heather leaves, and she is left behind, or then we could see it. Yeah, that's true. Um, and I don't know that Alexis would have been sent straight to prison, Pentonville, without being convicted. I don't know the criminal legal system like that. Sarah says Brennan and Carly are hot together. Can't wait for their romance and adventures. I know, me too. Sarah says Drew wasn't the main rescue hero for Willow. Curtis and Laura did much more, but Willow never mentions them. That is so true. I'm so sick of Willow. And Sarah also said Portia should be careful with blaming Brad. Aunt Selena might take offense to Portia uh, saving her job by getting Brad fired again. That's interesting. Yeah, it's true. Selena, but I don't know. They've like written Selena off the map too. Jacarly says, I'm so sick of people and Sunny using Ava and Donna to help make people help Sunny, meaning using Avery and Donna. If Sunny really cared about them, he would stop what he is doing. But no, he just keeps on them and wants them to use them as a cover. Wait, use them to have everyone cover and help him get away with stuff. To me, Joss said everything right about the situation. Sonny would never put someone else above him, not his kids, the mother of his children, not the person that has been loyal to him. You never give you the same loyalty that he expects, or he never gives the loyalty and he demands of you. That's so true. And then we have Carly also says, I don't know what they're doing with Geo, but taking up space. I hope they don't go that way with Geo being BLQ and Dante's. I really don't see Dante or Olivia just giving a child up. I know, no matter how old they were. Olivia was 16 when she got pregnant with Dante, and he always talked about how brave she was and how she wasn't cowardly, etc. This is why Lulu waited to tell him she had an abortion. Uh, so so him and her just gave up a child. It would never happen if true to character. No, that's true. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to try to tie him in. You could just see the writing on the wall. Cindy says, I should think only authorized lab personnel could enter the lab system. I don't think Portia chief of staff position would entitle her to do that. Me either. But see, understand, she snuck in, she opened up. I bet you that lab tech was not logged out. I bet you the lab tech was not logged out of the system. Alicia says Sonny did offer to turn himself in for Carly during the SEC storyline, but she refused. Yeah, I remember that too. Terry says, I believe Brooklyn and Dante are Gio's parents too. I hope Portia pays too. Uh, Nata Nataku says, I would be surprised um, if it's the end of TJ and Molly. A lot of couples don't survive the death of a child. That is so true. And I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Aisha says, I'm with you, daily recap lady. And everyone else. Enough of the gushing weeping willow. Back then, Drew being part as in he wasn't a one-man rescue and finding and freeing Liesel. And the others wasn't all about her. No, it wasn't. Victor had to be stopped. Had Drew been delayed from joining the operation, the others would still have done their best to bring everyone home safely. Drew was involved with her mother in law and close with her husband. Carly's son and his nephew and virtual stepson. I don't know about virtual stepson. Um, by virtual by virtue of Willow being so important to Carly and Michael, she became important to Drew. Oh yeah, for him to go get her. Yeah, he did. He was family. I am says he should have come back as Spencer. Who he? You mean Gio? Trina isn't interested. So now this storyline, you mean of him, her, and Gio? Nah, they're not going nowhere with that. There's to me no real chemistry there whatsoever at all. All right, that's it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner today. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.